the other quite quickly. And so I want to make sure that as mayor, our city goes forward into the next few years with the hope and the trust and the faith of all those who live here. I also want to see the financial stability continue. To this point, we've done pretty good. But if you've looked at the budget for the next few years, it's not very good looking. And I imagine that's pretty normal for cities that are going through redevelopment. However, at some point, we need to put the brakes on and make sure that it's going in the right direction. And that's what I will do as your mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. And next we'll hear from Mr. Jim Janney.
First, I'd like to thank the League of Women's Voters and the Imperial Beach Chamber of Commerce for helping with tonight's forum. But most importantly, I want to thank everyone that's here tonight that cares about Imperial Beach as much as I do. I'm not here to make promises I can't keep. For the past 8 years, I've served on the City Council and as mayor for the last 4. I've used this time to understand the issues that face Imperial Beach as a community and as a city. Most importantly, I understand that it takes a consensus of not only my colleagues in the City Council, but the community as well to maintain our positive forward direction. It's foremost that we understand that as your mayor, I am and will be the ambassador for the city of Imperial Beach. This takes an enormous amount of time and energy. It's a part-time position with full-time responsibilities. I'm someone who cares about Imperial Beach with my heart and soul. I know everyone here today does too. With the support of the residents of Imperial Beach and along with the members of your City Council, I will ensure that Imperial Beach continues to enjoy the quality of life that we expect and deserve. Imperial Beach has been moving forward. We see positive changes in Imperial Beach everywhere. The facade improvement program for businesses, the Palm Avenue Street End project, our outdoor surfboard museum, the undergrounding of utilities, both on the east side and the west side and in the middle. Just to name a few, we must continue these projects and this trend. It is the function of the City Council under the leadership of the mayor to take the city forward in the direction the majority desires. Just as in your own personal lives, there are financial constraints. We will have to balance our needs with our desires. As a community, we set our priorities. From there, we must allocate our assets. As a community, Imperial Beach has proven its persistence, and we will prevail. I know I'm the clear choice to take Imperial Beach into the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Janney. And next we'll hear from Ms. Lori Bragg.
Thank you. It has been an honor and a pleasure serving you for the last 4 years. The experience has been all that I thought it would be, and then some. As a resident of Imperial Beach for 22 years, you've seen me working for the betterment of this community year after year. If re-elected, I will continue to do so. In the following months and years, it will take tested leadership and experience to skillfully protect and maintain our resources. The federal government is not going to bail us out, and the state government is going to take everything they can get their hands on. This is a critical election for the city of Imperial Beach. As you are well aware, there are 3 seats open on the council and also the mayoral seat. Think about the team you want to assemble. Think of the difficult decisions that will be ahead of us and choose wisely. Now is the time for cohesive decisions and decisive actions. We must continue to focus our energy and efforts on knowing where the revenue streams are, knowing who controls those revenue streams, and knowing how to get our hands on it. Through conservative management of your tax dollars and our redevelopment agency, we can stay the course for well-planned capital improvements and vibrant commercial districts, encouraging residents and visitors alike to shop Imperial Beach first, keeping our sales tax dollars local. I believe that I have demonstrated the skills necessary to be an effective policymaker, building consensus and partnerships both locally and regionally. I thank you for your continued support and your involvement. It is my hope you will allow me to represent you for another 4 years, and I remain, as always, at your service. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Robert Taylor.
Hello, my name is Robert Taylor. I'd like to thank you all for coming here today. Thank the women's voters for having me here at this forum. I've lived here for 33 years. I've moved here when I got married, and I have children and I have grandchildren here. And I have to admit, I haven't been as involved in the community as I'd like to have been, but recently I've become very involved as far as researching and seeing what a lot of the issues are. I realize that I know some of the votes, some of the propositions coming up here in November regarding some of the monies that the state has taken away from the cities. We have a chance to get some of it back, but we can't really count on that. And the way the money is spent is very important. I see and I understand the importance of business in our city, but I hear everybody talking about business, business, business. And I'm a little concerned about the people of Imperial Beach. I want to make sure that they get a fair shake. This isn't all about the businesses. It's about the people of Imperial Beach as well. And nobody seems to be talking about them too much, but they're the ones that pay the taxes. They're the ones that live in the city. I mean, they're the biggest population we have here. You compare it to the people that own businesses. I'm not against businesses. I'm all for it. We need them. I just want to make sure that things are done right, and that the people are not forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And now we'll hear from Mr. Tim O'Neill.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. My name is Tim O'Neill. I just want to give you a quick introduction on who I am. You'll get to know what I stand for as we go on, but real quick, I've lived in Imperial Beach for 37 years. I have considered it a blessing to live in Imperial Beach throughout the course of my childhood and as an adult. I come from a long line of family members that have donated many precious hours towards Imperial Beach. Hugely involved in community involvement. My grandparents were founding members of the Imperial Beach Whale and Sunset Watcher Society. If you all remember that crazy whale logo with Imperial Beach, whale of a city, that was they were part of that group. Also, the Citizens Action Group of Imperial Beach. That was also one of my parents, my grandparents' near and dear community involvement. My father was president of the Imperial Beach Little League from 1982 to 1992, and he was also past chairman of the Parks and Recs Commission. The youth of Imperial Beach is near and dear to my heart, so much that I saw the need to create and co-found the Imperial Beach Skateboarding Association. Through that association, I was recognized as a valuable asset in fighting to get kids off the streets and get them into skate parks. Some people in the skateboarding community, specifically the Armed Forces Skateboarding Association, asked me to be a board member. Like I said, I've considered it a blessing to live in IB, and it's my opinion that who better to look out for the present and future of Imperial Beach than a lifetime local. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill, and we've saved Mr. Ed Spriggs for our last opening statement.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate everyone turning out for this on such a beautiful day. I think most of us would probably rather be at the beach. Can you hear me now? I'd also like to thank the Chamber of Commerce and the League of Women Voters for putting this forum on. My name is Ed Spriggs. I'm running because I love Imperial Beach, and I want to see our progress as a community continue. It's really as simple as that. But I've also been involved in many ways in trying to improve our community. I've worked on a number of community volunteer organizations and groups, such as trying to improve our street lighting, traffic safety, street design, that sort of thing. I've been involved in trying to maintain the vacation rental opportunities in the commercial areas and not in the residential areas of our community. I've been involved in trying to bring more ecotourism to Imperial Beach by active involvement on the Ecotourism Development Committee. And I've also been on the Tidelands Advisory Committee that looks after our most precious resources, our tidelands, and I'm now chair of that committee. So what I'm bringing to the table is a 10-year history in Imperial Beach, a love of this community, and involvement in the things that matter for this community. I really want to make a difference for our beloved community. And my priorities are all focused around the quality of life for the citizens of Imperial Beach, particularly police and fire protection, protecting our environment, and balanced development. I'm also concerned about education for our children, as well as transparency in government operations. And we'll talk about these issues more, I'm sure, this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That concludes the opening statements. We will now begin with our first question. Each question will be answered by all candidates, mayoral or city council. And the first question will be in alphabetical order. Mr. Bibby, what is your action plan for clean water, and why do you think it will be successful?
I read a little bit about Wild Coast on the clean water program. I still really don't understand it. Of course, the biggest problem, Mexico being the south of us, having a lot of people there, that's the problem with too many people, is pollution. It would be nice if we could work out something. I know they try to do I believe it's a water treatment plant, but I understand that when it rains, it's not enough to, take care of Tijuana's, water runoff. Like I said, I'm really not real up on it. I've been reading on it, and I do need to know more about it. But hopefully we can work with Mexico and the state of California, and hopefully